Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Lifestyles Nutrition radio program. I'm your host, Amit S.Katz. I'm the owner of Lifestyles Nutrition Center in Indian Wells, located on Cook and Highway 111 in the Village, next to Kitchen. Hey, Jan, I mentioned you again. You can't say that I'm not a good neighbor. I'm also the author of the book, The Frontline of Nutrition, 50 Treatments, Remedies, and Cures You Can Find in a Health Food Store. I'm also the progenitor of the Amit's Lifestyles Diet. It's my diet program that I've created that pretty much allows anybody to navigate their weight without hitting any stumbling blocks and achieving a healthy, beautiful self without resorting to any type of fad diets. I want to welcome the whole valley. Enough about me. Let's welcome you. I'm talking to you, Palm Springs, all citizens of Desert Hot Springs, Thousand Palms, Cat City, Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, Indian Wells, La Quinta. I didn't forget Bermuda Dunes. No, Indio, and City of Coachella. How are you doing this morning? Well, it's not the morning. It's the afternoon. How are you doing this afternoon? Feeling good? You feeling healthy? Maybe not so much? Well, if you're not feeling as good as you'd like to be, you're tuning into the right show, because this show is dedicated to you, to your health. This show is designed to empower you, to put you in the driver's seat of your health and your life. I'm in the habit of adding pages to your own playbook, your playbook of health, that will allow you to know what to do when the time comes, if and when the time comes, and allow you to navigate your health to a place where you do not delegate your health every chance, every time to a stranger. And that is very empowering. Coming up today on the show, at 15 past the hour, we're going to be interviewing Alia Palmer. She's the organizer of the first Taste of Paleo. If you folks, maybe you've heard about this, it's kind of blowing up now, not just in the States, but in Europe as well. The whole concept of the paleo diet, or it's a modern caveman diet. I'm not going to dive into it now, but this should be interesting. I'm a keynote speaker at the event, and Olia's going to come in at 15 past the hour. We're going to get into what paleo is, what to expect if you go to this event, and I strongly encourage you to do so. And we're going to, get an idea of what's going to be coming up in that event. It's happening at Huntington Beach, so there should be plenty of beautiful, healthy people there. At least that, the surroundings are at least going to be beautiful. The people are going to be beautiful, and the food promises to be delicious. Also, coming up at 45 past the hour, I'm going to do Best Question of the Week. That's where you are welcome to, or in the past, I've encouraged you to write letters to me at lifestylesweb@yahoo.com. You fire a question at me, and if it's a good, juicy question that gets my brain going, I'll read it, dive into it, and offer solutions to the problem. And if I read your letter on the air, you get a prize. All you have to do is come into Lifestyles Nutrition Center in Indian Wells, say hi, hey, you read my letter, and you get the prize. It's very simple. Then we're going to do Herb of the Week, and I got a good one for you. I've been talking about these concepts for a while, and this herb is probably going to help enhance your life. So you want to stay tuned for that. And then the acupuncture report. And we're going to get into something that I've really wanted to do for a while, something for the community. So stay tuned for that. But today's topic, this is near and dear to me, obviously, because this is a show about nutrition. And now, in the past, I've talked about a lot of supplements, different attitudes that we need to have in order to gain a handle on our life. But I never really dived into the food, maybe just a little bit. But the show topic today is the food we eat. And let's start at the top. We currently, in the U.S., we're living through probably the fourth decade of a junk food boom coupled with a processed food explosion. Both these are happening right now. In fact, chances are that you were born, if you're listening to my voice, chances are you were born into this and you didn't even know it was happening in front of you. On Sunday morning, you woke up, as a toddler, switched on TV to watch Batman and different cartoons and whatnot, and lo and behold, you had a commercial for some cereal that, if you, as a kid, it was probably the greatest cereal on the planet. It had marshmallows in it, it had sugar in it, it had all these bright colors in it, much of which doesn't really exist in the real world. This is stuff that was created to entice you, to start your programming early and often. And you were born into it. And the flavor cannot be denied. You were in the supermarket with your mom. You said, "Hey, Mom, grab me that box of cereal. I saw it on TV." Your mom maybe never even looked into the ingredients. She just wanted to make you happy. And she pulled the box and you ate it. And that's it. You were hooked from age 5 until the present. And it happens in every area. And that's what that processed food boom is. It's basically, if you go into your supermarket right now, walk through the door, chances are that 80% of what you will see there is processed food. It's food that is not the way Mother Nature intended it to be. In fact, to eat this food, to consume it on a daily basis, is to go against Mother Nature. And there are health consequences for it. At the moment, there are 68 million people in the U.S. who are overweight and obese. It is the greatest epidemic of our time. It's greater than if you take the top, what we would call the top 3 killers, the top 3 things that shorten people's lives in North America, and I believe it's heart disease, cancer, and I don't know what the third one is. But if you took the third one in there and you combine them, it's not 68 million people who are passing from this. But this is affecting a third of the population. So what we have here is this whole thing that has happened to us as a society. We've crafted the society where it's okay to put this food together. Nobody in the FDA is stopping it. They're going ahead and allowing companies to put red dye 5 and polysorbate 80 and various chemicals in your food, and one by one, each one of these little things is, they'll say it's benign, but combine it in your food and give it to your family for 20, 30 years, and you're going to be courting a myriad of diseases. So that's the processed food boom. Now the junk food boom, the junk food explosion that we're seeing, it's everywhere. You get off a plane and you're tired. Even if you're the person that said, I'm going to clean my diet up. You know what? I'm just going to eat fresh foods, and I'm just going to eat organic. And you've been flying for 12 hours, and you got hassled by security walking in, and you got on your plane, and there was a baby crying, and you didn't sleep properly, and the chair wasn't comfortable. By the time you get off of that plane and you walk through the terminal, and you pass by that food court, and you're tired and hungry, that's it. You're going to succumb to it, and you're going to grab something that is, again, it'll taste good. It's designed to taste good. These companies aren't stupid. They know how to catch you. They know how to grasp you. It kind of meets what I call the safe to say rule. It's safe to say that if I put enough yummy stuff in a dish, in a plate, in something that you have normally eaten, have consumed, it's safe to say you're going to love it. You're going to love all that salt and all that fried food, but the long-term ramifications of that are not great for you as a human. And it's funny because we all know it, but we kind of ignore it. Now, taking all this into consideration, where does that leave you? That leaves you right now empowered. Why? Because yes, it is insidious. Yes, it is ubiquitous. Yes, it's all around us. But you have the knowledge right now that next time you walk into that supermarket and you go down the rows and the aisles and you see that everything's loaded with these chemicals and all this stuff, you can make a choice not to eat this way. You can push back. You can say, I'm going to go to where the vegetables are fresh. I'm going to buy that. I'm going to go to where the meat is. I know I can buy that. And I'm going to figure out the rest of this. I'm going to eat whole grains. I'm going to cook my food for a change instead of getting it out of a polystyrene box. Now, right now, as we speak, and this ties into our interview that's coming up 15 past the hour, there's a whole push back in this country. You're not alone. And there's a bunch of methods and a bunch of ways to eat that you have whole groups of people that are just banding together with these concepts and these ways of eating that are really healthy for us. And we're going to try and get some of this back. The paleo diet is just one of these movements. It's a way to get to a food that is basic, it's beautiful, it hasn't been messed with, and when we talk to Alia Palmer after the break, we will get into this whole paleo movement and how it can benefit you. So we're going to go to break right now. You're listening to Money Radio 1200.
If good health is important to you, look no further than products from Genesis Today. Genesis Today has a great line of nutritional supplements made from pure natural foods that your body can absorb, instead of chemical supplements manufactured in a laboratory. Genesis Today is a progressive nutrition company that specializes in superfoods. These exceptional plants and fruits are packed with vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and other vital nutrients at 20 times, 100 times, even 200 times the nutritional value of common fruits and vegetables. These products are prepared with low to no heat so as not to destroy the nutrients, and package them in non-toxic glass bottles for your consumption. Visit Lifestyle Nutrition Center today to find out what Genesis Today product is right for you.
Whenever I work out, my joints ache the next morning.
It's embarrassing to have to take the elevator instead of walking up one flight of stairs because your knees and ankles grind.
I tried glucosamine, and it doesn't work. Thank goodness I found out about Baxel. Now I'm ready to start my day.
Almost immediately I could feel the difference.
I needed Baxel's boost of hyaluronan.
It's safe, it's natural, and it's guaranteed joint relief.
Let me spell it out. B-A-X-Y-L works. Knees, shoulders, hips, back. Nothing felt good until I took Baxel.
There's nothing like feeling great.
Running a 10K.
Riding bicycles with my grandkids.
I really miss working in my yard on weekend. Thanks to Baxel, I spend every Saturday outdoors.
Baxel lets me be active without worrying about how you'll feel tomorrow.
I asked myself, why did I feel so old for so long?
Baxel is available at Lifestyles Nutrition Center and online at lifestylesnutrition.net. Your joints will thank you.
Have you ever gone to a health food store seeking help and left with a product you didn't trust and information that was less than reliable? That never happens at Lifestyles Nutrition Center in Indian Wells. We have over 20 years of matching our customers with the right supplements to enhance their life and improve their health. Come to Lifestyles and experience our experience. Feel better, look better. And now, through the summer months, receive 25% off of all of our store supplements. For more information, call 760-568-6522. And remember the name, Lifestyles, the first, the last, and the only health food store you will ever need.
Memory. It can be, well, less than reliable. Do you ever walk into a room and forget why you went in there? Ever lose your train of thought right in the middle of a conversation? What about misplacing your car keys or misplacing the whole car? If you think about it, your brain controls everything you do, walking, talking, and remembering things. The healthier your brain is, the better it's able to control all these important functions. As a normal part of aging, our memory begins to fade. Prevagen was developed to improve memory and support cognitive function. If you're experiencing occasional absent-mindedness or just want to support healthy brain function, then visit Lifestyle Nutrition Center in Indian Wells and ask for Prevagen. Prevagen is also available by calling 760-368-6522. Call 760-368-6522 or visit Lifestyle Nutrition Center and ask for Prevagen today.
The financial and business news you need, along with local business experts. Coachella Valley Business for Breakfast with Marshall Gilbert. Weekday mornings at 8.
Wow, this is really nice, Valley. What are we listening to? What do you have there?
I'm glad you like it.
What is it?
This is the Black Keys and 10-Cent Pistol.
Wow. It's a shame I actually have a show. I'd like to listen to more of this.
I'll play it for you later.
Cool. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Lifestyles Nutrition radio program. As I promised, I have on the line the creator, the progenitor, the high priestess of none other than the first Taste of Paleo, which is a food festival dedicated to all of us urban or neo-cavemen. and we're going to have a conversation with her about this wonderful festival at which I will be a keynote speaker or a speaker. Anyway, on the line with us is Alia Palmer. Are you there, Alia?
I'm here, Amit.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me on this show.
Wouldn't have it any other way, you know. We gotta put the good word out. You know, this is the first paleo festival of its kind in California.
Yes, and I actually did some internet research to try and make sure I was correct in stating that. But yes, as far as I am aware, this is the first food festival that is geared towards those who eat paleo. So I'm super excited for it. We've had a huge response of people, positive response, more so than we expected. So we're definitely looking for a good time. Okay, let's
step back to those people who do not know what the paleo diet is. Give them a brief summary of what this diet is all about, and maybe why it's good for them to eat this way.
So most people who eat paleo, they have kind of their own variation of what paleo means to them. Generally, it means basing our food consumption on how our bodies were meant to process foods. Mm-hmm. And honestly, our genetics are pretty much the same as that of our hunter-gatherer ancestors. And they had diets really high in protein and also vegetables and fruits, which were very nutrient-dense. Mm-hmm. And they also changed with the location and the seasons, depending on where they were and what time of the year it was. And then you fast forward, up until we had the agricultural revolution, and at that time our diets pretty much changed, and they started leaning really heavily based on a few starchy crops, which compared to the protein and the vegetables and fruit, these starchy crops only provide a very small percentage of vitamins and minerals that our body needs to function. And in time, we've overconsumed these products, and I believe that it has led to what we have going on right now, our medical problems that we have, including obesity, cancer, and autoimmune disease.
Diabetes, yeah.
Exactly. And, a lot of it can be attributed to what we eat. Mm-hmm. And I'm no expert in eating paleo, but what I have learned and with my experiences with myself and then also my family members who have started to eat paleo, I really think that what you put into your body really has an effect on how you feel, how you perform, and it really matters what it is that you consume.
Absolutely. Now, who is the person that coined this diet, the paleo diet? Do we know the name of this person?
Well, the paleo diet, it is the Paleolithic diet from the
Paleolithic era?
Yes, from the Paleolithic era. It's also called the caveman diet. So it has been around for quite some time. But Dr. Lauren Cordain is the one who kind of, I feel, has, brought it back up again into the modern day era and just realized the benefits of it. So basically it's Dr. Lauren Cordain and then also Rob Wolf. He has done a lot of work with the paleo diet, and I consider him to be the godfather of the paleo diet. And, he wrote a book called, I believe, the Paleo Diet Solutions, and it's a really informative book. It really goes into everything, and it doesn't just it doesn't go off the diet itself. It also goes on the amount of sleep that we need and the lack of sleep that we get. Yep. And now with, modern day advances like the TV that we have, our iPads or iPhones, even our lights that we have in our house, we were meant to be sleeping in complete darkness. Yeah. And, it's funny because I argue with my husband because he likes to have a little bit of light on when he's sleeping. And I'm like, no. Do you want me to be awake and early and, in a bright and cheery person tomorrow? You got to turn those lights off. You got to make sure I'm in a cave right now when I'm sleeping. Because, that's how our bodies are.
It's funny. Last night I actually woke up at 6 a.m. and there was some noise from the outside that bothered me. If you think about it, if you're in a cave, you're going to hear... first of all, it is going to be completely dark, and secondly, you're going to maybe hear like a drip of water, which is kind of calming, but it was something else, of some rattling noise of some trees outside. I actually went and took some ear, what do you call them, like earbuds, put them in. It blocked everything. I slept another 3 hours. No problem. So
the only thing is, though, that, because that's another thing that one of my really good friends does is that she has a child, and she's like, just pop those suckers in and you'll be good to go. So she uses the earplugs, and then she also has the eye mask, but Unfortunately, your body still recognizes light. Your skin still feels the light, and it wants to prompt you to wake up.
Yeah.
Because instinctually we're programmed to be up when the daylight hours are up, and to sleep when it's moonlight out.
So the diet itself, just give us a quick summary, quick breakdown.
Okay.
We talked about proteins being present in the diet and vegetables being present in the diet. What about nuts? Can we eat nuts?
Nuts, yes. We try to limit the amount of nuts that we eat, but nuts are acceptable. The reason why we try and limit nuts is because our bodies are supposed to get an equal part of omega-3 and omega-6s.
Yeah.
And our diets nowadays are so heavily inundated with omega-6s, and there's a good majority of nuts that are really high in omega-6s as well.
Yeah, it causes a lot of inflammation.
Yes, so we try to limit the number of nuts that we eat. I know there's a huge amount of nut butters that are becoming popular and that are out there, and actually there's Me Nut Butter. She's got an awesome quadruple nut butter, but you do have to limit it just because you want to try and make sure your body has enough omega-3s to fight off any inflammation or anything like that. And so we also will do fish oil. I've got an awesome one that's like a tangerine one, so it doesn't really taste like fish oil. So.
They took the funk out of the oil, so you can actually eat this stuff without having it recoil on you in a nasty way.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I love that stuff.
So basically, go ahead.
What about dairy? Can we do dairy on this diet?
You know what? Dairy, for people who are strict paleo, they avoid dairy, and that includes any cheese, butter, yogurt, creamer, anything like that, any milk products at all. Then you've kind of got the primal people who coin themselves the primal folks.
Yep.
And they will do like organic heavy whipping cream. There's even grass-fed butter, which I brought that home, and my husband was like, "That thing is bad."
Oh, why? I've never had it before. What was so bad about it?
I think it separates, and it's not the normal milk that you think of when you think of milk. So, but there are people who do consume that because grass-fed cows, they do have a high level of omega-3s in them, which is why we also try to go for the grass-fed meats.
Yes.
And organic vegetables, just because they're going to be higher in nutrients than the other commercially produced meats and vegetables.
Okay. What about grains?
Grains are a big no-no.
No grains for you.
No, and the reason why grains are so bad is because they raise our blood sugar. And that is, the paleo diet basically is trying to keep your blood sugar at a consistent level throughout the day and also when you eat a meal. When you consume wheat, rice, corn, and then even dairy, your body converts it straight into sugar, and your insulin responds, and it could lead to type 2 diabetes, just because your body is taxed so frequently, and that's what I think is leading to a lot of the diseases that we're seeing nowadays. It's because your body is trying to get your blood sugar in check that it can't really regulate the rest of your body, and so. All the grains are a big no-no. But there are people, there's a shirt out there that says, I'm 100% paleo 80% of the time.
Well, the important thing to glean from this is obviously the greater health benefits. You're not supposed to, it's not a religion. The greater God of paleo isn't going to punish you if you fudge once in a while. But it's the sum total of any diet which really benefits you. If you're doing it 99, or like this person said, 80% of the time, but then you went to a friend and they whipped out the fondue set, what are you going to do? Be antisocial and say, no, I'm a paleoite. I am not going to partake of your fondue or your bread. That's understandable. That's totally understandable. But,
and you know what? When you start eating paleo for a good majority of the time, once you do go to that party and you do eat that fondue and that bread, you're going to feel it.
I know what you're talking about.
Like an hour or so after I eat it, my stomach starts to hurt, and some people feel it the next day. They don't perform as well. They're not as mentally alert. So it really does. I mean, that's why I feel food really is a medicine, because all these wheat and corn and everything that we're eating, it really is like poison to our body. So when you eat clean, your body thanks you, and you're able to perform and function better
now,
than normal.
Alia, we're coming up on a hard break. in about 30 seconds, but I have so much more that I need to talk to you about. Can you hang out after the break, and we'll continue with this after 3:30?
Yes, of course.
Sweet. Wonderful. So hang in with us, and we'll continue the interview. You are listening to the Lifestyles Nutrition radio program on Money Radio 1200.
NBC News Radio, I'm Paige Hopkins. More details of the first encounter with murder suspect James DiMaggio and his kidnapped victim, 16-year-old Hannah Anderson, in the Idaho mountains. Mike Young, a former sheriff, was on horseback when he and 3 others came upon the two.
Kind of had a scared look on her face when I first come up the trail. We didn't know if it was from the horses or what. But then when I turned and talked to him a little bit, so I just had a gut feeling about him.
Young and his party notified an Idaho sheriff, and the FBI tracked DiMaggio down in the wilderness where he was shot and killed, and Anderson was rescued unharmed. 2 of the 3 people reported missing after a fast-moving mudslide swept through Manitou Springs, Colorado, have been found safe. If you missed the Perseid meteor shower last night, you'll get a second chance tonight. The shower will peak late tonight through dawn tomorrow with about 70 meteors an hour. The meteors are leftover pieces of debris from a comet which crosses Earth's orbit every summer. This is NBC News Radio.
If you're a Medicare member with diabetes, you may be confused over recent changes affecting where you can buy test strips. Don't worry. CVS Pharmacy continues to accept Medicare Part B coverage for diabetes testing supplies. Our stores carry all major brands and offer a 90-day supply at the same low Medicare copay as mail order. You may even qualify for a free one-touch or CVS brand meter from the manufacturer. So stop by your local CVS Pharmacy today.
Because Kate switched to Geico and saved hundreds of dollars on car insurance, her purse wants to do some cartwheels. Maybe 3 or 4 in a row. But it can't. It's a purse. It doesn't have the hand-eye coordination for cartwheeling. Switch to Geico, and every time you notice some extra cash, you'll know your purse wants to do some cartwheels. But remember, it can't. Because purses don't cartwheel. It is, however, happy that you're saving money.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car.
Financial words of wisdom with Market Wrap host Mo Ansari.
Now don't get carried away. Oh my God, let me go and buy something that just because the market is going up, let me just go and get overly aggressive, and then you get a correction, then you lose a whole bunch of money, and then you get out. No, don't get greedy.
It's financial food for thought on your drive home. Market Wrap with Mo Ansari.
Now, when it comes to internet service, you can experience the best for less. Pacific Lightwave provides the fastest and most cost-effective internet to the greater Coachella Valley. Unlimited downloads at great speeds for your office, from small businesses to enterprises, and works with all phone systems. Start enjoying the best. Call today to get started. Call Richard from Pacific Lightwave now at 760-834-0232. That's 760-834-0232.
Check out Money Radio online. Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook by searching My Money Radio, and get more at moneyradio1200.com.
Yeah, come as you are, people, because we're ready for you right here on the Lifestyles Nutrition Radio program. And while you're coming, you might as well come to the Taste of Paleo. This is the first Taste of Paleo Festival. It's happening on August 18th in Huntington Beach. If you go to the website, www.tasteofpaleo.com, or go to info@tasteofpaleo, you will get a bunch of information. But if you go to the front page and you look at the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see my icon, my mug up there as an official sponsor of this first show. And before we went to break, we were talking to the organizer, creator, progenitor, the high priestess of this first Taste of Paleo, Alia Palmer. And we're going to get her back on in a second to keep on going here, because there's so much more information that we need for this show. So, Alia, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Amit.
Okay, so let's get back into it. Before I went to break, we were talking about the meaning of paleo. What is the meaning of this? But I wanted to ask you personally, as a mom, you have a kid, right?
I actually do not.
You don't?
I am happily married, but without children.
Oh, okay. So, as a spouse, were you the one that brought this into the house, or and started? Because I look at moms and wives, I look at it the same way. You're, maybe the husband is the one that goes out, does all the hunting, gathering, whatnot, but it's the wife who's the gatekeeper. So,
yes.
I might bag the moose, but you're the one who's going to cook it.
Yep.
So, when you came home with this idea, or it came home bit by bit, was there any pushback from your husband, or did he just dive right into it and say, yeah, I love this food. Thank you, honey?
He's going to kill me, but I actually am the one who turned paleo before he did. And when I cooked the food, he loves it. And actually, I am not a cook or a chef myself, but there are so many great resources out there that I was able to create some paleo meals. And since I started planning the event, he has kind of become a little bit more I guess, accepting of eating paleo. And I think it was about 2 months ago he decided to go full-fledged paleo. He's lost about 20 pounds.
Because he's not pounding that wheat and dairy, which it's so difficult to, on my diet system, I constantly tell, I remove the dairy, and it's very, very hard for people. They're conditioned to eat this way. But the moment you remove it, the weight comes off. Because, again, what is dairy, people? Dairy is there. It's baby food. It's meant to pack on a bunch of calories.
Yep.
You're an adult. Why are you sucking down a gallon of milk a day? It makes no sense. So, yeah, wonderful. That's really good. So is he thanking you? Is he saying, thank you, honey, for the 20 pounds I lost?
Yes, he definitely is thankful of it. And, I think a lot of it, too, is just you can eat paleo and you could still go and eat out. And it's just learning how to work around with what we've got at restaurants. If you go to a burger place and you get a burger, just ask them to wrap it in lettuce instead of giving you the 2 buns on either side of it. You just learn how to substitute things out, and it just honestly comes second nature once you've been doing it for a little bit. When I first turned paleo, I did it because we were doing a paleo challenge at my CrossFit gym, CrossFit Huntington Beach.
Yeah.
And they had a 30-day paleo challenge. And I thought to myself, I'm crazy. I could never go without my pasta and without my bread and without, my dairy. How am I going to do my coffee and everything else? And after doing it for the first 30 days, I realized that it really wasn't that bad. And there are great substitutes out there. Like if you decide to cut milk out, you have coconut milk, which is a great alternative that a lot of people aren't really familiar with.
I love that. Yeah.
It's just looking for ways to substitute things out and to make it still feel like it's home-cooked food that you remember from being a little kid. Like, even, popcorn. Who goes, you go to the movie theater and you just crave popcorn. That just comes hand in hand with it. But
how do you substitute for popcorn in a theater?
Popcorn, I have found, actually, my partner on the event, Atilio Murga, he turned me on to plantain chips.
Oh,
and
okay.
At first, it's not a straight, substitute for popcorn, but I first thought it was like a banana chip, and I thought it was going to be sweet.
Sweet, and it's starchy.
It's not at all. It's really like salty, and I actually eat that with some guacamole as a snack.
Exactly.
But it's really good. It's a good alternative for you to use if you are craving something salty like that. And it's got, it is a little starchy, but it'll give you, that feeling of okay, I just cheated a little bit, but you really didn't, even though, it might seem like it. So
let's talk a little bit about the event.
Okay.
First of all, how did you come up with the idea for Taste of Paleo?
So my husband and I love watching food shows, and we were big fans of Top Chef, and we were watching, I think it was Top Chef Las Vegas, and then we got familiar with the cast members there and the chefs who were on it. The next, I guess, episode that they had with, and I actually don't even know if it was with all the Vegas people, I honestly can't remember, but they had an episode, Life After Top Chef, or a season of Life After Top Chef.
Yeah.
And Jen Carroll, she is a chef who was on the show, and she was trying to open up her restaurant, Concrete Blonde. She had her investor fall through, and she was just kind of bumming around, and another chef friend invited her out to the Aspen Food and Wine Festival. And so she went out there, and, you know, she got super inspired, and just while I was watching the episode, it dawned, like something clicked, and it, you know, it just came to me, and I was like, we need to do something like this for paleo. You know, to have...
like the alternative to the Aspen Festival, do something here in California?
You know, to keep it as a food festival, we are having wine, and we're actually having beer, which isn't paleo, but I guarantee you 75% of the people are going to be drinking the beer. But yeah, it's, you know, that made me realize, I was thinking we don't have anything like this for paleo, and, you know, paleo is really preached throughout the CrossFit community.
Yeah.
And we get together throughout the CrossFit community to have competitions with each other and to work out together. But nobody has really addressed the dietary and, you know, the paleo within CrossFit. So I just thought it would be a great community event to put on. You know, my major was in recreation and leisure studies, and I have put special events on for up to 8,000 people before. So I do have experience with that, and, you know, I mentioned it to my partner, and, you know, we were working on an event together, and he just told me, he said, we have to do this event. This is going to be a great event. And that's kind of how we started.
Not that, I don't mean to cut you off, but
no,
what is going to happen at the event itself? Give people a breakdown of what to expect when you go there.
Okay, so everybody should first and foremost come hungry. We are going to have a lot of tasty food and a lot of chefs there cooking, so it's going to be really good.
That's easy on my list. You know, I've already ticked that box.
So come hungry, but then also I really want everybody just to kind of walk away with a couple of extra tools that they can go home with and incorporate into their daily diet. So we have 7 different guest speakers. And honestly, I wish we could extend the event out even further or even longer than what we're able to. But we have people talking about paleo. You know, we've got some guy named Amit S.Katz. I don't know if you've heard of him.
I don't know who that tool is, but don't ever let him anywhere near your show.
So, yeah, you're going to be there talking about digestion and absorption in the new paleo era. And then we also have our keynote speaker. We also have our keynote speaker who's going to be Dr. Parsley. He's an MD of the Life Wellness Institute. And he is a former Navy SEAL, and he's a sleep specialist.
Impressive.
So he's going to be talking about sleep and performance, which this is definitely one that I need to sit in on because I haven't been getting too much sleep leading up to the event. But
you'll make it up later on in the
yes, I will,
in the Palmer cave.
I'll make that cave in my garage or something. Exactly. I'll just go there and zonk out for a while. But yeah, we've got everybody talking about different paleo subjects, talking about nutrition. We actually have someone who's going to be speaking, Katie Winghurt. She's the owner of Pure Wave Neurofeedback.
Yeah.
And she's going to be talking about improving the overall function, or improving your overall functioning using the natural strength of your brain. So, you know, it's not everything's just not going to be based on paleo. It's going to be, you know, just kind of everything around, you know, eating paleo and then like different recipes and then also just other things that people might be interested in. So
are there going to be some chefs actually cooking stuff in front of people, or is it going to be ready-made food or a mix of all of that?
It's going to be a mix, and then we're also having Paleo Nick. He is the self-proclaimed culinary ninja.
I like this guy already.
I know, right? So he's going to be talking
He's my BFF without even knowing who I am.
I know. So he's going to be, his talk is titled Keeping It Paleo Without Recipes, and he's actually going to be doing a food demo. So we're going to give him a basket of food. He has no idea what it's going to be.
Ooh.
And I'm throwing in a couple of curveballs. So
it's a little bit like Chopped, isn't it?
Yes.
It's a little bit like
Iron Chef. You know,
Iron
you get
Chef.
your one ingredient, you have no idea what it is, and you have to incorporate it. So he's going to get a basket, and he'll prepare a meal in front of everybody with what we provide him. So that should be a good one.
Do you know what's in the basket already, or are you?
Oh no, not even. I'm going to go the day of, and I'm just going to see what they've got. You know, I'm going to shop in season, and I'll definitely make it interesting. So he'll have to use everything in that basket.
Yeah, use something like two things that should never be combined, like chocolate and fish. You know,
now he's going to kill me.
Well, hey, you're the ninja. You know, we gave you lemons. Come up with champagne, booby.
Exactly. Yeah, so that should be a good one to watch.
And anything else happening at the event?
Well, we've got the guest speakers. That is going to take place. Actually, Paleo Nick is going to be the first one going on at 12:20. Speakers are going to run throughout the duration of the event. And then we have a about 35 different vendors in total who are going to be there.
Wow.
We've got a paleo dog food company who's going to be out there.
Wow.
We have a paleo soap company called Wad Soap.
Wow.
Which is really cute. And, just a bunch of different companies. We're going to have C2O coconut water out there selling their coconut water. And everybody just needs to come out ready for a good time. And I just hope everybody has an enjoyable time and is able to, just walk away with something to make their life that much healthier.
What has the response been so far to the event? How many people are we expecting at this event? And how many people have bought tickets so far?
Throughout the duration of the event, we are expecting about 500, and I honestly think that we might end up exceeding that.
Really?
So we've had such a positive reaction from everybody. We are close to 400 tickets already being sold.
Are you going to cut it off at one point? If 1,000 tickets sell, you won't sell anymore? Or
you know what? Honestly, we have goodie bags for everybody, and so we might have some people who are coming in at the door who may not get a goodie bag, which I'm really bummed about, but we may discount their ticket price a little bit just to kind of compensate them a little.
Okay.
But we have received a very positive response from everybody who hears about it. They're just really excited, and it's really nice. Everybody's hoping just for us to have a great event and to continue it on. We have #Paleo. They're a social media site. They just heard about our event a couple weeks ago, and we're in talks with them to get someone out to record all the guest speakers.
Yeah.
And they're hitting us hard because they love the event, they love the idea, and I'm working on potentially partnering up with them for future events. And I was thinking, for us to take Taste of Paleo across the country, to do one.
Hey, it can happen. It can happen. Let's put it out there. But
I know.
Alia, we have to wrap this interview up. I'm sorry to cut you off. I know I'd like to keep on talking about this for another 2 hours, but this show is going to air. It's going to repeat itself on Saturday, so we'll have that exposure as well. You're nothing short of a delight, Alia, and I look forward to seeing you next Sunday.
Thank you, Amit.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. Wow, that's fascinating. Anyway, we're going to cut to break, and after the break, I'm going to come back, and we're going to do Best Question of the Week, Herb of the Week, and the Acupuncture Report. You're listening to Lifestyles Nutrition. No, you're listening to the Lifestyles Nutrition Radio program on Money Radio 1200.
Memory. It can be, less than reliable. Do you ever walk into a room and forget why you went in there? Ever lose your train of thought right in the middle of a conversation? What about misplacing your car keys or misplacing the whole car? If you think about it, your brain controls everything you do, walking, talking, and remembering things. The healthier your brain is, the better it's able to control all these important functions. As a normal part of aging, our memory begins to fade. Prevagen was developed to improve memory and support cognitive function. If you're experiencing occasional absent-mindedness or just want to support healthy brain function, then visit Lifestyle Nutrition Center in Indian Wells and ask for Prevagen. Prevagen is also available by calling 760-368-6522. Call 760-368-6522 or visit Lifestyle Nutrition Center and ask for Prevagen today.
Have you ever gone to a health food store seeking help and left with a product you didn't trust and information that was less than reliable? That never happens at Lifestyles Nutrition Center in Indian Wells. We have over 20 years of matching our customers with the right supplements to enhance their life and improve their health. Come to Lifestyles and experience our experience. Feel better, look better. And now, through the summer months, receive 25% off of all of our store supplements. For more information, call 760-568-6522. And remember the name, Lifestyles, the first, the last, and the only health food store you will ever need.
Whenever I work out, my joints ache the next morning.
It's embarrassing to have to take the elevator instead of walking up one flight of stairs because your knees and ankles grind.
I tried glucosamine, and it doesn't work. Thank goodness I found out about Baxel. Now I'm ready to start my day.
Almost immediately, I could feel the difference.
I needed Baxel's boost of hyaluronan.
It's safe, it's natural, and it's guaranteed joint relief. Let me spell it out. BAXYL works. Knees, shoulders, hips, back. Nothing felt good until I took Baxel. There's nothing like feeling great.
Running a 10K.
Riding bicycles with my grandkids.
I really missed working in my yard all weekend. Thanks to Baxel, I spend every Saturday outdoors.
Baxel lets me be active without worrying about how you'll feel tomorrow.
I asked myself, why did I feel so old for so long?
Baxol is available at Lifestyles Nutrition Center and online at lifestylesnutrition.net. Your joints will thank you.
If good health is important to you, look no further than products from Genesis Today. Genesis Today has a great line of nutritional supplements made from pure natural foods that your body can absorb, instead of chemical supplements manufactured in a laboratory. Genesis Today is a progressive nutrition company that specializes in superfoods. These exceptional plants and fruits are packed with vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and other vital nutrients at 20 times, 100 times, even 200 times the nutritional value of common fruits and vegetables. These products are prepared with low to no heat so as not to destroy the nutrients and package them in non-toxic glass bottles for your consumption. Visit Lifestyle Nutrition Center today to find out what Genesis Today product is right for you.
Check out Money Radio online. Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook by searching My Money Radio and get more at moneyradio1200.com.
You know the day destroys the night, night divides the day. Try to run, try to hide, break on through to the other.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Lifestyles Nutrition radio program. Yeah, we just finished up a beautiful interview with Alia Palmer, who is the organizer for the first Taste of Paleo, coming up on August 18th between 12 and 4. Tickets are $15, and if you go to tasteofpaleo.com, you can get more information about the event. Anyway, let's just dive right into Herb of the Week. No, let's do Question of the Week. Question of the Week comes from Mark Russell of India. He sent me a question on at my email on lifestylesweb@yahoo.com, and you're also welcome to go ahead and send me any future questions you want. His question is as follows. He says, Dear Amit, I have a red rash on my face due to lupus. Is there anything I can do to control the sensitivity of my skin? Mark, first of all, for those people who don't know what lupus is a very powerful autoimmune disorder. There is a strong belief that it can be born of some type of abuse. So, and women are 4 times more likely to develop lupus than males are. There are also two versions of it. One of them is the wolf form, which is where you develop a rash on your face. The autoimmune disorder attacks various organs in the body, the heart, the joints. It causes like a burning sensation in your skin. You can have fever. Even in the middle of the winter, you can just be walking around burning up with fever. So in terms of controlling the sensitivity of the skin, Mark, you probably have the wolf form of it. So you're really supposed to stay out of the sun, and this is really not the greatest place in the world for you to live because we are just bombarded by the sun. There's something that you need to understand about your condition, that there is an internal-external relationship between the expression of this heat in the skin and what's going on the inside of the body. Your immune system will be more active if your flora base in your body is low. So if a person that has lupus develops an infection and they go to the doctor and they get an antibiotic, it wipes out their flora in their intestinal tract. Now, it takes a long time for that flora to come back. So if you don't get it back, the rash will exacerbate itself. Now, I don't know if you had an infection, you got on antibiotics, but there's a strong chance that even if you didn't have an infection, you may require a nice strong dose of probiotics. If you come into the store, we have some very powerful product out there that has something around 50 billion microorganisms per capsule, and that will help topically. You know, I seldomly like to go with topical for people because this is usually born of an internal disorder, but topically, sea buckthorn oil. Sea buckthorn lotions and sea buckthorn oil will take a lot of that burn away, that sensitivity. But to really address this at the root, I love the solution that comes from the world of traditional Chinese medicine. And that is, there's a series of formulas. The Chinese, traditional Chinese medicine recognizes this in a very different light. They recognize this as an imbalance of yin and yang, and you're deficient in yin, which is the nurturing aspect of your body. They don't look at it as much as an immune dysfunction. They see it more as a deficiency of pure yin. So the nurturing aspect of your body isn't there, or it's not doing its job. And there's a series of formulas that are based around this one herb called Rehmannia. There's a classic formula called 6 tea pills. There is actually a formula based on the 6 tea pills, which is called 8 flavored tea pills. And it has the 2 extra herbs that are added to the 6 flavor tea pill formula is actually designed to cool the body. And I would say start there. So between the probiotics, the sea buckthorn, and the 8 flavored tea pills, you should be doing a lot better. Come into the store and you've won a bottle of the 8 flavored tea pills. Okay, now let's do herb of the week. Herb of the week today is Jujube Seed. The last few shows I was promising to do more about sleep. Jujube Seed, the Latin name is Ziziphus Spinosa. We have this in the store in a 5-to-1 concentrate in a powder. Really good for sleep. You know, if you're looking for things to do before bedtime, you grab yourself some of these packets. You open them up in some warm water or hot water. It's a little bit on the bitter side, looks a little dark. The tea comes out a little bit on the dark side. Dark side. It sounded like the tea was invented by one of the producers at Star Wars. The tea from the dark side. But Jujube Seed is very calming. It tastes really. It's a little bit bitter, so maybe a little honey won't hurt. And it's very calming, very relaxing, and really, really good for stress. Now, let's move on to the acupuncture report before we wrap up today. I had a long conversation with our acupuncturist. We now have an acupuncturist working at Lifestyles Nutrition Center. His name's Dr. Peter Leo, and we wanted to open this up to the public. We're looking to do a little outreach program. We want to offer any member of any returning vet, anybody who's been hurt in battle or been hurt fulfilling his service to this country. We want to open it up to them. We want to allow them to come in and get treated for 3 months, and that will be on us. So me and Peter Leo, Dr. Leo, we banded together, and this is something we want to open up to you. So if you know somebody that is a little banged up, needs a little extra tender, loving care, more than just what he's been getting from the VA, by all means, send me an email. Send it to lifestylesweb@yahoo.com. We would like to look into this, and we'll select somebody, and we will start treating them gratis on us. We'd like to sponsor this person for 3 months, and we'd like to rotate this to keep this thing going. So in a year, we'd like to treat 4 vets and get their health to the next level. Where did the time go? Wow, this was a really dense and beautiful show. Thank you all for listening. Be sure to check us out on Facebook. Like us on Facebook. Always good to like us on Facebook. Last week I said, hey, I want to get to 100 likes. We got it, and we've exceeded it. If anything here is of interest to you, anything you'd like to purchase, please let us know. Fire us an email, or you're always welcome to go to lifestylesnutrition.net and purchase on our online store. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, yeah. And thank you, Alia Palmer, for coming on the show. It was a beautiful interview, and I look forward to being with you next week. You have been listening to the Lifestyles Nutrition radio program on Money Radio 1200.